Hi guys, Henry
Hi.
Hart, Henry Hart here with my co-host, always, Mr. Johnny Noise.
Hey guys, how you doing? We got a real special show for you tonight. We're certainly looking forward to having a great discussion with a great band, and I'll let Henry do the introductions.
All right, tonight we are very pleased to have with us Shattered Figures. How you guys
All
doing?
right, guys.
Yeah,
Good,
good. How
good.
are you?
Well, we're just peachy. We're just peachy.
We're
I've
good.
been
We're
looking
good.
forward. I've been looking forward to this all week. I I found you guys on YouTube because I was telling somebody at work the Gym Blossoms came up. And I said, they were talking about Hey Jealousy and all that. And I said, well, did you hear the single that they came out with after that? It's called Found Out About You. And it's kind of, it's a little bit darker. And when I got home from work, I was like, I'm going to watch that video. I haven't seen it in forever since, it's been a long time. So I watched the video. And then right after that, you guys came up and it says, Shatter Figures found out about you, Jim Blossoms. I said, I'm going to check this out. And I said, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Let me hear some of their original stuff. By about the third song in, that's when I was, okay, what platform are these? What other platforms are these guys on? I got to get a hold of
Yeah,
them.
find it.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm calling up John. We got to have them on the show.
That's great.
Yeah, so let's start off. Y'all introduce yourselves and what everybody does in the band.
All right. I think Dan should go first.
Dan should go first.
Yeah, he's popping his head in here.
I'm right over here. Hey, I'm Dan.
Hey,
I've been
hey, Dan.
Hey,
You
Dan.
found me on the side of the road.
Dan is our drummer. Amazing drummer.
Thank you.
Timekeeper extraordinaire.
All right. I'm Mark. I play guitar, a little bit of piano, sing, um, songwriting.
Producing.
Band leader, everything. He's the man right here.
Do our sound, mix our albums,
Produce everything.
choreograph.
Everything.
Yeah, no.
Choreograph.
He wears many hats in the band.
All the hats.
Wears many hats.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to bring me in?
Mm-hmm.
Hello there. I'm Jeff. They call me Jeffy T because that's my
Hey,
name.
Jeff.
I play a variety of different basses, a lot of fretless stuff, and I also have
Oh,
a
cool.
percussion background, so I play some hand drums from time to time. Uh,
Oh, wow.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it
Pretty
is.
fun.
Yeah. And then I'm Charleanne Nestor. I'm a singer. That's what I do. I love it. And yeah, we're Shattered Figures.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Where are you guys?
Outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The four of us kind of hail from different areas locally.
Okay.
Jeff actually is in New Jersey, and we're all in a little bit different locations, but we're all
Okay.
around
Yeah.
an hour
Around.
outside of Philadelphia.
Like the
Yeah.
Philly
Oh,
Metro.
okay.
Yep.
Philly Metro. Okay, I'm with you. I'm from Bergen County originally, so that's why I was asking where you guys were. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
yeah. So I'm sorry. It's all good. It's yeah. I was born and raised in Lodi, so I went to punk rock high there in Lodi. So but then things change and you move and this that, and the other. But I was kind of curious where you all were from. But well, thanks for being on with us. This is awesome. Too. I've seen some of your stuff as well, and I think you guys are pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed the videos for sure. So Henry has some just kind of general questions we're going to kind of throw at you, and we'll take it from there, man. What you got, Henry?
Okay, so how did you guys come together other than being found on the side of the road and all that? Like how did you guys get together and form Shattered Figures?
It's a long story, but it really starts really first starts with me and Mark. We've known each other a very 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 long time. We went to middle school,
High school.
Well, we were friends in high school, but technically, theoretically, we
We
were
went
in
to the same middle school,
Theoretically.
but I didn't know
together.
you.
Yeah, but we've known each other since we were kids, and yeah. So the two of us.
We formed the band in
There
1999.
you go.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
Two of us with two other individuals at that time, and just there's been sort of people coming in, people coming out over that time, including Charlie Ann even being out for a period of time. Jeff actually first played in the band back in 2003 for a couple years, and then he kind of was out of the band too for a while. But yeah, we sort of I don't know, kind of started up again around COVID. Really, I mean, I kept doing stuff on my own, recording and writing and putting stuff out as Shattered Figures. But
Yeah.
right around COVID, Charlie Ann kind of convinced me or wanted me to start playing more music and entertaining.
I told him he has a duty and an obligation to bring music back to the community after COVID because we were all starving and dying
Yes.
for some
Yes.
music, and it
Yep.
was gone. We had no concerts, and I was like, you know what? This is when you should be out there doing this. And then he looked at me and he was like,
Right.
well, what about you? And I
Right.
was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. So we started going to some open mics and some local open mics with a lot of good like community support for musicians.
Mhm.
And and then we just were like, well, we want to do more, and we don't necessarily just want to do covers, and we need a bass player to come back. So then Jeff T
Bring me
Came back into the
side.
fold.
came back into the fold, and then we did have a little trial and error with a couple drummers, but we ended up finding Dan, who's the bestest in the
On the
There
side
it
of the
is.
road.
Yeah.
whole
Lord.
How's
world.
that?
On the side of the
I
road.
found him at one of my open jams, and and he was willing to play with us, and we've
On
it's
very
been,
short notice.
it's been almost 2 years,
Three.
right?
Yeah.
Three,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah.
three.
Actually, yeah, we had two gigs coming up in 2 weeks, and our other drummer quit the week before
Oh,
the first
okay.
one. So I think you put out the SOS.
Yeah.
Dan responded, and we just kind of
I just showed up. I had no idea that was going on.
Yeah.
Until you directly messaged me. We're like, hey, we have a gig in 2 days. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, what's
so
the
we-
worst that could happen?
Well, so we all practiced together. It was awesome, and then we've just been going since then.
yeah, kind of Dan sort of
Oh.
completed, I think, everything we were doing. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was, I think we definitely had something, but there was something missing. There was something that just didn't seem right. You couldn't put your finger on it. And then once Dan joined us, it was like, oh, that's the thing.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I've seen how tight you guys are a unit when y'all covered Supernaut, and that part, the break in the middle with the drums
Yeah,
and everybody's, their cowbell and then all the percussion.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't miss a beat on that. So I was watching that and I was like, wow, man, they got it down. They got it down. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
yeah.
think we owe so much to Sabbath. I mean, I think our sound kind of.
Oh, everybody.
I know everyone can say that, but I think just the sound kind of originates with the Sabbath guitar sound.
Yeah,
So.
Wow.
that's very
So,
true.
so when going back to the COVID thing, when things we were going really, really hard, then COVID hit. Things kind of like okay, but then I noticed here. I'm in North Alabama, believe it or not. They actually they allow people from New Jersey to move here now, so it's just a new thing. So I played a lot of gigs in Huntsville, and I know after COVID, people were so like starved for a live show. So we'd go out to some of these clubs. Maybe we've had 100 people or whatever it was, just like hypothetically, and it was packed. They didn't care who was out there. The clubs were open, and we're going. I'm not sure how that was for you guys. When like after things started opening up for COVID, people were just so hungry for let me just go, and a lot of stuff happened. A lot of bands formed. A lot of people launched even further because of that. Because it was just so much of a we weren't locked down per se around here, but not as bad as say Jersey or New York or whatever. But But tell you what, when they open up the clubs again, oh my God, you couldn't even get in there. We were there 4 hours prior to the gig, just getting our stuff in the door because people were just they wanted to come out so bad. That's what it kind of sounds like with you guys. When after the COVID thing started settling down, everything just blew up. It went crazy.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
went crazy.
The open mics we were going to were crowded. I mean, we're like
Mhm.
packed.
Yeah.
People were just so excited to see music, to play music, to have a place to play.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that was definitely a part of it, just the reception to it, because it's definitely dialed back since then. It's not as I mean, there's still lots of things going on in the scene, but I felt like there was like a hunger or an excitement.
Oh yeah.
It's not quite as much there anymore.
Yeah, it kind of simmered down, but it was it was like when you take something away like that, and then all of a sudden it opens back up, people just kind of gravitate, oh, well, we can do this now, this is good, and it went nuts. I think all over, not just here, it just really just opened up a lot of stuff, which is good. It was good. It was good for me. Obviously, it was good for you guys as well. So at least something good came out of the whole mess. Allowing people to really, you know what I'm saying? Like the positive part of it anyway was when everybody was able to come together. Boy, they came in masses, man. They were out all over the place. It was crazy. It was definitely something to see.
It does help you appreciate the things that you love, right? Like, it makes you go, well, who knows what tomorrow will bring. So let's go do something fun today. And like, I think that was actually helpful too for us doing it at the time, because like a lot of the fears that I might have had when I was 20 years old, and I can't speak for other people, but I used to be afraid when I was 20 years old, people will make fun of you. And not to say I don't, necessarily feel a little fear, but it's like, life's too short at this point. COVID just kind of showed us that. A lot of things show us that, like, have fun.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I'll tell you what I learned during COVID is I learned how to fix and reset all my instruments. Even when things were starting to open back up, I called Sam Ash just to see what they wanted on a string change and a reset. Guy said, none of our well, first they told me none of our technicians are doing that because everything had just started. Then started opening up, and then after that, about maybe a week or two later, called and asked the same thing just out of curiosity. And guy wanted $87 for a simple restring and a reset. And by then I knew how to do it myself, so I learned how to tinker around with I had so many instruments lying around that I just started ordering the tools that I need, and mostly I just needed a soldering iron, some Allen wrenches, and solder.
When you have many guitars.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yes.
I have all sorts of tools for all sorts of things. I just recently had a buddy of mine bring his Les Paul by because he thought that he had messed up the his tone pot, or no, actually it was his volume pot because it was real loose. Went in there, dug around. And I said, "Dude, you're in luck. You don't have to change this pot out. I just have to tighten the nut around it on the inside." So I went and took my spanner wrench, and I was done like in a matter of 30 seconds. And he was like, "Wow, man, blah blah blah." So
they charge you $100 for that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you would have taken it somewhere, and they would have, poked your eyes out probably, and for something that took less than 30 seconds to fix. So, But I mean, even first what we were thinking is that the pot needed to be changed out, and I had all the stuff to do that. But we got down and checked it out. I was like, no, bro, it works. It's just real loose. I think what he said is that he was playing a show and he overcranked it. He thought, and no, it was all good. So lessons learned. Lessons learned.
Yeah. So what do you where you are now? are you doing gigs mainly in Philly, or are you doing some South Jersey stuff, or?
Charlene, why don't you
Yeah,
why don't
yeah,
you
here
why
I
don't you
come.
why
Here I
don't you
come.
cycle in over
Hang
here?
on. We are
Cycling.
Oh,
we
there we
do
go.
mostly Philadelphia.
Okay.
We do a little bit of Delaware right now.
Okay.
Um, we've played in Jersey, but not often. We really do want to do like expand a little bit, maybe get to New York. And then we were just talking to some guys that are at the show we were at on Friday night
Hmm.
about doing a show in Baltimore with them. So yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be opposed to playing anywhere, but it is tough with when you're like full-time worker, you have full-time jobs, and
Yes.
Well, we know.
that
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, that
Yeah.
this is your passion, but unfortunately not your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Definitely.
So
So, but
no.
it's still so much fun, and I mean, it's like I would turn down nothing, as far as gigs go, especially if it was an all expense trip.
Yes,
Patron.
absolutely.
We have a like a super fan from Scotland
Yeah, we have to get
who
up
I
over
hope
there.
that he sees this
Wow.
podcast someday, because this might make him happy.
Mhm.
I don't even know his name, and Mark left the room for 2 seconds, so maybe he does. But he watches us on YouTube, and he comments on everything, and he just like loves and supports us. He gets so excited when we put a new show
Wow.
out,
Yeah.
and he's always like, bring this to Scotland. He's like, there's not enough people like woo-hooing at the end of that show. He's like, bring it here. So that's really nice to hear. It's like I think it's fun, like when people show up from other locations, like we have some people in Miami, Florida, and a couple in California, and and we don't know them. Like there's always your friends and family and like your peer group of musicians that you play around and with. But when you get like a pop-up fan out of the blue that puts something on TikTok or something, that's nice. It's like really
Yeah.
nice. Very
I mean,
humbling.
Yeah.
that's with all the kind of negative stuff about social media, the good part of it is you reach instantly reach an international audience. We did our album. It was like I'm on Facebook and these other different platforms, and everybody's you don't know where they're from. They're from all over the places. So
Hey, Mark,
it's
what's our
one.
Scottish band's name? We were trying to remember. Is it Mike Carley or our
Guys,
super fan?
I got to get rid of these dogs. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's
But
Storm's the
she
black
can't be
lab,
inside.
and Ruby's
She
the.
can't be inside and watch. 'Cause she's
I
going
know,
after
and we
the
can't
fish.
leave him in the house because she wants to go after the fish tank. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna cycle them around to the backyard.
Oh my
All
God,
right, sorry
that's
about
too
the
funny.
musical chairs here.
No,
It's
that's
all
good.
right. It's all
You're
right.
good.
Yeah, we have a fan from Scotland. My buddy Richard from Hype Cycle. He's always wanting us to come over and visit. He's like, "Oh, you need to come out here, mate. We'll have haggis."
I love haggis.
He's always talking because he's always asking me about the barbecue out here in
Yeah, but
Texas. That
it's neat. It's neat to
I guess
connect with
his
people
friends
across
come
the
to the States or
country,
something, and they
across the
talk about
world,
Texas
and
barbecue.
have them
So I told him, well, if he comes to
legitimately like
visit me here in San Antonio, we'll drive to Lockhart, which is the barbecue capital of Texas.
Ooh, are we having
And then he
buffering
goes,
issues?
well, if you come down here, mate, we're gonna have some
We're
haggis.
I
He's
don't
all
know
about
about all
haggis. He's all about haggis.
that. Holy jeez.
But
Oh,
All right,
You got some other questions, Henry?
okay, so for each of you, who would you say your biggest influences are? There's a
Well,
lot.
I could answer this question for him. We could play like the game where like you answer for somebody else and see if you're right. But like,
Everybody knows who we like.
well, like I feel like I could give like 3 to 4 names that would be kind of spot on for Mark. But I'll let him answer himself.
my biggest it's a funny answer, but I feel like I wouldn't have said this years ago, but like my biggest influence growing up was actually Neil Diamond.
Ding ding. I got the one right.
I as a
Wow.
young
Wow.
for whatever reason, I gravitated towards his music, and I think it just made me fall in love with not that style of music per se, but just the idea of songwriting and the idea of melancholy.
Mhm.
And You know, that kind of extended eventually into the Beatles. But I think moving into the guitar world, it was definitely, Ace Frehley was my, my first guitar hero, and then after that, probably Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh hell,
And
that's
then
a pretty broad range there.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
That's a pretty broad range. That's a
Yeah,
large
yeah,
spectrum
right,
of stuff
yeah,
happening. You know.
yeah, yeah. If I were to throw one more guitarist in there, this is another perhaps random one too, would be Terry Kath, who was the guitarist from Chicago. He
Oh
died.
Yeah.
wow.
He
Yeah.
died in 1977, but he's a big influence on my playing. A lot of not very obvious way, but he's definitely a huge influence on my guitar playing.
Wow. Wow.
what about you, Jim?
And who's next? Lean in, man. Lean in. Where you at?
Dan's next.
I'll just run down the list. Bonham, of course, Bill Ward, Jimmy Chamberlain, Joe Morello, and Stanton Moore from Galactic.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Right on.
I mean, that's probably the top 5 drummers I'll listen to on my Spotify.
Right.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Jeffy T.
Oh, here we go. Coming in from stage left. All right.
None of the obscure stuff, but growing up, I listened to a lot of Rush and Yes, and then I got into Primus.
Oh, Primus. Yeah.
Yeah, like crazy Les Claypool, and then like the whole Les Claypool universe of bands he's been playing in. But recently, I've been listening to this group from LA called Knower, and they always have really good bass players. There's this one, Sam Wilkes, and this other guy, Mono Neon, and he's pretty crazy. So them,
Wow.
and then there's this Indian jazz woman, Mohini Day. She's ridiculous.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I also get into like the Victor Wooten kind of like super funk stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
I
you
think-
heard? Sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, did you hear the album that Victor Wooten did with Marcus Miller and Stanley Clark?
But yeah,
That is
cool.
amazing.
I saw
is-
Stanley Clark last month.
Oh wow,
At a
man,
show.
that must have been
It was one
something.
of the best shows I've ever seen. And he played
Oh.
School Days as like the encore. I'm like, yes, this is just great.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
cool. Well, hang on. We got one. Wait, we got one more.
One more.
One more contestant
more.
on The Voice is
Okay.
Right. Come on.
Well, it's funny, like growing up when I was younger, I listened to pretty, well, I mean, I don't want to say terrible because I don't want to say any music's terrible, but I feel like when I was a little kid, I was like very pop 40, focused. I didn't have much depth of knowledge of much. That changed a lot when I got into like my teens. Well, really, Mark was a huge influence on me as when I was in high school and going into college and stuff. But like then just other people along the way that I've picked up and learned as I go. But I mean, my favorite best girl in the world now is Tori Amos. I mean, she's my favorite. And then
Oh, wow.
I like 90s, so it's like things like Bjork and the band Belly, things like that. But when I was a kid, Debbie Gibson, man, like
yeah.
Oh, no.
and Madonna and all that stuff.
What about Tiffany?
Oh, my
Tiffany,
gosh.
but, she was a
I-
one-hit wonder, but I was into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Debbie-
I was
Yeah.
like,
Debbie had a
I
couple
get
hits.
lost in your eyes. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my
That-
phone,
That brings me back. I was
Oh, my God.
thought of as a weird person because all my friends were listening to, I was just starting to like break off and like stop listening to what, not really stop listening to what your parents listened to, because my parents always had like the Doobie Brothers and Grand Funk and Earth, Wind and Fire. That was always playing in our house, as well as like Sabbath and stuff. But like when I started listening to radio there for a little while, everybody thought I was weird because I thought that that dude from Information Society had a cool hairdo, and if I had a chance, I'd do my hair like that. And I also liked the Cure a lot. And these
Oh, right.
other kids in the neighborhood were more a little bit more preppy. You know what I mean? So their taste in music was a little bit different than mine, but they thought I was weird for it. But I didn't give a damn. I still loved it anyway.
I always, whatever I liked was not cool. I mean, even it's amazing. It seems like
Yeah.
being older now, there's this, now it's accepted to like Kiss, but to be honest, like when I was growing up, like everyone made fun of me. Like I had their, I had their faces drawn on my notebook, and they're like, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
This is my Kiss Trapper Keeper.
It was more like, but it was like, that was definitely not cool. And I definitely not cool to like Chicago. That's for sure. So I always
Chicago. Let me tell you, we saw them a few years back. Whoever's left
Right.
originally, there's only a few left there. But let me tell you what, I'm a punk guy. I'm a late '70s, early '80s punk rock guy. Did CBs, did Maxes, and all that stuff. I'm hardcore punk. But Chicago, I mean, they kicked butt. I was like, holy, they were really, really good. And I'm finding that musically too, things are changing too. For what I like to. It's not just Sex Pistols, Ramones, all the old stuff from back in So now it's like, especially being in the South, I'm being exposed to a lot more. And you're like, wow, that guy's pretty good. I never heard of these people before, whatever. But like bands like Chicago, we're gonna go see Joe Bonamassa in a couple of weeks. He kicks ass. So you gotta. Sounds like you guys got a real broad spectrum of stuff that you bring it together. To the band. So which is good. It has a good. I think it has a good dynamic to your sound and the stuff you're doing. So, you're not just okay, we're gonna paint skulls on our face and just go out there and scream. You got a whole bunch of different stuff going on, which I think is cool. I missed that one.
He said there's a place for that too.
Oh well, hey, I'm down. I'm good. Let me know. It's but I think as a band, overall as a band, it has a good dynamic to it. All these different, everybody has different genre of music that they're kind of leaning towards, and you put it together, and then you come up with you guys, which is cool as hell. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'd say most of our music, even though it's pretty broad, I'd say most of it overlaps, which is helpful. So
right.
Like I was raised by my grandparents, and there was a lot of swing and big band in the house.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Just Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, all that. So a lot of music in the house.
Wow.
That Benny Goodman live at Carnegie Hall is a real good album. That is a real good album. So this is.
My mother was into like Elvis and Simon and Garfunkel and things like that. And my dad was Motown. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, you hear all the stuff.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, my dad used to listen to a lot of Motown when I was younger, and I think that's how I got bit and wanting to play bass later on, because the James Jamerson bass was so good. But this is good that we're talking about this, because this is leading into my next question. So your songs there's a lot of versatility there. There's a lot of different energies going on. So like one song can be kind of aggressive, and then another song can be kind of a bit more laid back. Now, is that a conscious decision, or do y'all just kind of get together and y'all just write songs as they come?
I'd say that basically just writing songs as they come, and I think that just speaks to the diversity of the music we all like. So if it just makes sense, it makes sense, versus like, oh, this is like what we, this is a song for our band, or how we should play.
It's not a
this
cookbook.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have a
Yeah.
conversation about how something's going to be. It just sort of organically happens.
Right.
I think that's a better.
And just as of late, our most recent songs, I'd say the majority of them have been Charlie Ann having a set of lyrics that then I take. Sometimes there's a song I've already had or a riff that seems to make sense, and then other times it just starts a brand new. I just look at the words. One time we have a song coming out on our new album called Bloodletting, and she wrote these lyrics and said, "I hear a piano," so I just I just took it to the piano and just came up with that song. Came up with took her words, came up with a melody. Sent it to her over the phone, said, "Hey, does this work?" And she's like, "Yep, that works."
Yeah.
So,
and there have been times when I've sent him lyrics and he's come up with some ideas, and initially I'm kind of like a brat about it. I'm like, I don't really like this song. It's not what I was thinking when I was putting, but since I don't use the instrument piece of it, it's like, it wasn't what I was hearing, maybe even just like the cadence. And then fast forward 4 weeks and we were all playing it as a band and it's awesome.
Oh,
So,
cool.
an example of that is Your Ex-Girlfriend, also on the album. And when I heard the melody and the way the song was, I was like, I pictured something slower and not as upbeat and energetic. Now it's like one of my favorite songs, and we all like agreed it should open the album because of that energy. So,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah. And then
So,
these guys just come in and do all their amazing rhythmic writing on the spot. I feel like we'll go to practice something. Mark will say, we're going to play this new song that we've never played together at a show in 10 days. So we're all like, okay, let's do it. And we have
oh my
practice.
God.
Everybody writes their parts and it's amazing.
Yeah, everyone writes their parts, which I think is great. I think that I just do that only because I've learned that we don't learn the song if it's not like falling into a set list. So and sometimes it doesn't happen. Like I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not, ready to go. But I find that if I put it in a set list, that might sort of spark some, okay, let's learn, we better learn the song. Otherwise,
Right. It puts you in that frame of mind. Okay, it's on the list. We're gonna do it. This is it. So it kind of, you get that motivation. I know, for us, when we did our set, I never changed it. You know what I mean? We did change it from club to club. Like if we had our set list was set, it was done. So it was it was easier for the rest of the band to keep to memorize how it's going to play out, I guess. For me, it was you less have to make mistakes. I know where to start. I know where to end. I know where this song's going to go, and I just left it alone. But yeah, you throw something in there, and it's like, okay, we got to figure this out. And that. Well, you know what? I think it puts you in like a hyper focus mode. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we got it. We got to get this. We got 10 or 15 days. We're gonna throw this out there. So let's get it done. So which is a good motivator, I think. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But with that, it sounds like your stuff is done primarily as organic. You're writing live music. You're coming up with lyrics yourself. You're writing your own parts to everything. Well, we have a couple discussions with some other musicians, and we threw this question at them just generically on what their thoughts are on the AI part of things not from a music perspective, because I've seen and heard of people taking a lyric and then paying X number of dollars to go on some AI site and it writes your music for you and I think that people have different perspectives on it. I'm not going to add mine to it per se, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think about. Is that helpful or is it non-organic? You know what I mean? It's a fake kind of in a way. You know what I mean? I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
It could be helpful, but I fear that it's mostly not used to be helpful. I think, if someone maybe was like, like this isn't a musical example, but I was trying to like think of ideas for my son's birthday party. So I threw out there like, just give me some ideas. So that might be helpful to jog like some ideas that ultimately a person might just help kind of get them out of a box they're stuck in.
Right,
But I
right.
think when you say write me a song about, you know, a sad song, which you can do about this and about that, I think that's, well, first of all, it's basically going to steal other people's songs. It's going to go on the internet. It's going to do
Algorithms for
whatever
that, yeah.
algorithms and figure out like, oh, what did other
Correct.
people do? So it's going to learn from stealing. And and again, I think it just maybe takes away from the idea of just that the emotion um, that that created that music. I know when we play our songs, I feel very emotional. And again, I haven't done it, so I don't know if it's just hard to picture feeling emotionally attached to something that was created for me. We do have a song that had some AI involvement,
But it's interesting. It's kind
yeah,
of fascinating.
but it was sort of
Oh,
more. What happened was I was using this AI program just to write out my lyrics.
hmm
Because I didn't want to transcribe them, so I was like, okay, and it's it's usually about 80% right. You got to go back in and like fix it. It gets
like if
things
it was
wrong.
for like a YouTube video or something,
Right.
or for Spotify, like where the lyric thing goes down. So he was like,
Yeah, I wanted
he
to have the
wanted
lyrics
AI
go down.
to like, so yeah,
Exactly.
talk to text basically.
Right. So I was just
Yeah.
using it to just
Sure. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And it got to a section of one of my songs where there were no lyrics, and it just generated these lyrics that weren't there,
Like based off like basically the guitar riff,
just
right?
off the guitar riff.
So
and
it heard a
words.
guitar riff and it thought it was a human being speaking, and it
Wow.
wrote.
Oh wow.
So I
Yeah.
did take some of those lyrics and I wrote a song around that.
But it was just like a couple lines.
But
of
it was
the
just a
song.
couple
Yeah.
lines, and it
Yeah.
was, again, it seemed like it just sort of sparked an idea. Like it wasn't
It's an
like, hey,
experiment.
yeah, it wasn't like, hey, write me this thing. It was more of like, oh,
A happy accident.
for
Right.
some strange reason, it listened to this guitar riff and it translated these words out of it, which was bizarre.
Right.
You know, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's. I think it's like anything else. It's a tool.
I
You
was just
know,
going to say that.
right? It's a tool, but for me anyway, we did our stuff was mainly organic, but it's a good tool. Like I say, if you get stuck or you have an idea or whatever, or you can embellish it or whatever you're going to do, you know. But there's I know Henry has there was some band you were talking about last time or they replicated somebody, I forget who it was, and it wasn't them. It was completely
Yeah.
fake. I'm like, whoa, that to me that's
Yeah.
kind of scary. It's
Yeah,
like, okay,
because yeah, that's what I was going to say too, John. If you use it as a tool, it can be helpful.
oh
But
yeah, yeah,
what John's talking about and what I did like about this one thing was that they had generated. They basically said this is AI Nirvana, and they put out a whole song, but they put it out there. They marketed it as this is a Nirvana song, and it was. I just couldn't believe if they would have put it out as maybe like this is an AI Nirvana tribute. I probably would have thought differently about it, but the way they just said this is like the new Nirvana. This is Nirvana now. No, I'm sorry, you're not going to replicate that kind of energy that band had, you know, and that
Or like sampling. Like sampling is fine. If you're
yeah. Everybody
oh
did, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
idea to
Oh
like
yeah,
create a new, but yeah, to like be like, yeah, this replaces the
yeah.
original
This replaces the
way.
original. I
Because
was
it's
like,
trying to boil it down to some kind of mathematical formula. So all it can do is like, again, go through all the data it has and make
correct.
some kind of conclusion about what it thinks Nirvana even is, and then
Right,
produce something based off of that conclusion.
right,
oh
right,
yeah,
right.
definitely.
Yeah, like I said, as long as they don't take it, overall AI too. There are some positive and negative points about it. As long, and my thing, as long as they have some kind of controls on this thing, it doesn't go, which I don't. I think it's going to lose, some kind of interpretation. You're not sure what's real and what's not anymore. It's kind of, for me, that's kind of like, that's a little scary. But music wise, it's definitely, it could be helpful. Now, have you guys ever? I'm just going from past experiences. Just jamming or warming up or whatever, or even after the set, just jamming, and then for whatever reason that little jam turns into like a song. Does that make any kind of sense? You're in the studio, like, someone's got the beat going, and because we did that a couple times, just had it wasn't even a song. We just goofing off, and it turned into something we had when I'm recording. Has that happened to you guys? Like, you just kind of goofing off, and all of a sudden, hey, this might work. Let's go with this.
Yeah.
You catch something on tape by accident, you go back and revisit it and say, "Wow, that's pretty dope. Let's flesh that out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it happens. It's not the usual way, but it definitely happens.
Right. Well, yeah.
One of our songs that I think Henry, you mentioned you liked of ours, Hypomania, was a song that I had that riff probably for 6 months before we even turned it into a song, and it was always something. You weren't even in the band yet, Dan. I just kept playing it at practice, and I don't even know if Jeff even remembers, but I would just play it, and Jeff, just that riff, and Jeff and I and our drummers, a warm up, we just kept playing that over and over and over again. It's funny, and I kind of heard it as a song that Charlene would sing about some of her manic energy, but that's kind of all, and I would sort of loosely think of some words, but then eventually she just had a whole set of lyrics, and she can talk about that if she wants. And when she gave me those lyrics, I was like, no, this is exactly what I had. Not the actual lyrics, not the specific, but just the idea of the manic. Energy. She has some manic energy, and just the concept of her manic energy, had become that song. So, but
it was and actually it was because one night when bloodletting we mentioned earlier, one night I was sitting at my house and I was watching a documentary on the practice of bloodletting, like where they used to drain people's blood out to get the disease out of you. And they thought that, if they just like siphoned enough blood out, you wouldn't have cholera or whatever. And so I was thinking about that, but I was thinking about it like when your mental energy is the issue, not physical. So like if you have like other issues going on mentally, if you get to the point where there's nothing left, is there a way to drain the empty? So that's where bloodletting came from. And I wrote it so quickly. I messaged Mark and I was like, I just wrote this in like 3 minutes. I was like, give me a topic. I'm on fire. And
oh my God.
Oh, that's right. I said hypomania.
That's where hypomania.
Yeah. There you go.
I was being a smart bleep.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Oh,
okay,
hypomania."
Yeah. And then there was a couple other ones, gaslighting, which we haven't finished yet. That'll be in the future. But there was hate came out of that day, which that's another one because hate and the word hate's never used in the song, but whatever.
I think half the album came out of that flurry of
a flurry of mania. We're gonna call it mania.
Mania. Wow.
That song was very quick and easy for me because I had been going through some different boyfriends and things, and it was like that energy that you get when you kind of just can't get enough and you want more. So that's where hypomania kind of came out of. Yeah. So but really started as a riff.
Just started as the warm up jam. These two were
messing around. Warm up jam.
Jeff and I warming up. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right. So and it just turned into something out of thin air kind of thing, So
right.
Right. So. Wow,
really, exactly. Really out of thin air, and I just kept. If you listen to the song, it kind of has a collection of a lot of different riffs, and it was really just as we were warming up, I was just like, "Oh, here's another riff." I'd throw it. I would just start playing it, and then see if Jeff could kind of catch on to it, and then I just kept. And then and eventually it just became a song. So if you listen to it, you can kind of hear. It's just its origins were a bunch of warm up riffs that we were playing in practice.
Right. Wow.
That's awesome.
So do you Do you guys have you ever either videoed or gone live during like a rehearsal?
we've never done a live stream on a rehearsal, have we?
No, I don't think we have.
No.
No.
Why,
No,
why
you
did you
haven't.
want us to play a song right now? Because we can.
No,
We got a guitar, we
no,
got a
We
bass.
got
no. I was just that would be great. But I was just asking, just from we've done that before. We've had cameras during our rehearsal.
Hmm.
And at first it was like, I don't know about this. This is we're trying to go out, and it went like nuclear. People just loved it, watching us rehearse, and making the mistakes and going over songs and doing this, doing that. So I'm not sure if you ever experimented with that. It seems to work. It
Yeah.
seems, and that was on TikTok. I'm not a big, my singer at the time was really into her social media, and I mean, the numbers were outrageous.
Nice.
What was
Yeah,
that practice?
just on rehearsal. It was just, and we were just,
Yeah.
cameras and
Yeah.
stuff.
They have a
Hey,
TikTok. Yeah, we're bad with TikTok. Like, we have a TikTok, but I think that's the one that, like, I'm always, just because I don't use it. So
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah,
update it or put the current video we have on there. It's always a step behind.
Yeah,
But it
yeah,
seems like, we haven't done a lot of that, but it does seem like that's what people are looking for. They're almost more interested to see the behind the scenes kind of stuff.
yes,
That,
yes,
even you performing at a show.
correct.
So, yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
it does. So, you have any more questions, Henry?
Uh,
We're losing our light out here in PA. We need some candle lights.
You know
Need some
what?
candle lighting.
You know what? I promised someone, and I gotta just say this too. So the new album that's coming out 10/10, Shattered Figures 12, like Roman numeral. Yeah. So the artwork for that is going to, or it is already done. We actually received it today. It is front and back for a vinyl or a CD, and it was done by Oriana Harris. She is a local 16-year-old artist.
Wow.
She did it all by hand. It's chalk,
It's fire.
black and white chalk drawing. It is absolutely beautiful. So that's going to be our artwork, and we are so happy to support
Oh, wow.
another like local young artist trying to do their thing.
That's
so she's a junior
fantastic.
in high school. Amazing. Can't wait to see it like when it's
Oh,
all
but then we lost him.
out.
Yeah, that's
that is
really
awesome.
good. Yeah, yeah.
That-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so well, I just I did have a few more questions, but one of the things that I was going to get to is that the new album is going to be out soon.
10/10 will be the digital release, so that's Spotify, all the sites, and then we are also getting CDs and vinyl press. Will follow later in the year, hopefully no later than December. But yes, the album, which the first 3 singles are already on Spotify. Hypomania is one of them. Yeah, so we're very excited about that. This is only the second album that the 4 of us recorded together. There's a lot of various different incarnations of Shattered Figures. I'm trying to rectify the light situation here.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
So we're very excited about this album. It's coming out, I guess, 2 weeks now. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
awesome. I can't wait to check it out. But I'm gonna have to. I'll tell y'all guys right now. I'm gonna have to order me a vinyl copy.
Yay.
So yeah, because
signed. We want it signed. Oh,
yeah,
I want to.
we want ours copies signed.
All right.
Push on the wall. Yeah.
I want to be able to, I've got bit of a. Let me move out of the way. I've got a bit of a collection here. That's only a small part of it. I want to put
it on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Very
signed. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm working on a vinyl, a separate vinyl master of it, because I'm just kind of learning about the differences between cutting it for vinyl and cutting it for CD. So
yeah.
the vinyl master is definitely what I've been working with. Definitely warmer, definitely less compressed, definitely breathes a little bit more.
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
Streaming is not super compressed. It's not like Loudness Wars kind of stuff, but it's definitely
Yeah.
up to at least what as loud as most current music is.
Wow.
Today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're looking forward to that for sure. They'll keep us on the loop.
Yeah.
On that for sure. What you got, Henry?
So, well, actually, we just kind of covered. We pretty. I'm just making sure we covered it. We covered it. We pretty much covered everything. But hey, if y'all wanted to jam a song for us, if y'all don't mind, we'd love to hear one.
You want a song?
Can you do something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That'd
by the
be
way,
that.
after everything comes out, like down the road, if you ever want to do another one of these and catch back up with us and see where we're at, please,
Oh
Yes.
yes, definitely
always a
for
fun
sure.
time.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Because yeah, we've had John and I have been doing this for I don't know what since about maybe April of this year, and
Okay.
We've had a
we're,
bunch of people. on
everybody
before.
that we've had, they all want to come back. So yeah, definitely we're gonna definitely have you guys back on again. Uh, you know, and just to keep keep up and keep in touch and see what's going on in the world of shattered figures.
Absolutely, because
Definitely.
you have to support. You have to support all the musicians out there. I'm telling you, one of the things I host an open jam locally around here. I like open jams better than open mics because they're a little bit more creative. Again, maybe it's like that
And they have
organic
drums.
thing, but yeah, and there's drums, so you don't always
Yeah.
and you're not for
the back line.
yeah, and like you don't have to do the 15 minutes 3-song thing. It's just like I don't know. There's something about that practice 3 minutes versus that. Oh shoot! Like I gotta make something up right now on the spot with like 4 people I've never met before. Like what am I gonna do? Like I don't know, I love it. But yeah, we have these open jams that I host, and I try to go see people that I've met along the way. Whatever level show they're at, whether they're big, whether they're small. But it's really important, to keep doing things like this. So anyway, I was killing time while he was getting tuned up.
He's getting yeah. Send it out there, guys. Let's see.
I'll stand behind you guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, get it.
Kind of pain.
Could.
What are we doing? We're gonna find out.
Kind of pain seems like the easiest. Apologies.
Yeah, this is not utility. Play that.
How will we hear you, Jeffy?
Yeah.
Sounds like a D. This is different.
Yeah, a half step down.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an A flat.
Yeah, I'm out with good.
There you go. So this is what you mean by you're like streaming your practices.
There you go. This is it.
All the fun things that go on when you're trying to figure it out.
Works in all.
Yeah.
Your figures does not know how to get into.
Yes, we do. I tuned my voice earlier, so I'm good. How will we hear you?
We will feel him. We'll feel the rhythm of his.
Feel the rhythm.
All right.
You don't have a teeny tiny amp?
No, Terry.
All right. Here we go.
There we go.
Place for my head, not even a shoulder. Being alone gets worse when you're older. Wanna be touched, but too tired to run. Hold on to nothing, it's better than no one. calling me names, say I don't care. Don't answer my phone, just hold it and stare. You stole my car, you stole my gin. Lower my head and let it back in, so I'll never have to feel that kind of pain. No, I'll never have to feel that kind of calling you out, shutting us down, hurting myself to enable clown. Say it's my fault, you say I'm to blame. Nothing'll ever be the same, so I'll never have to feel that kind of pain. No, I'll never have to feel that kind of pain. No, I'll never have to feel that kind of pain. No, I'll never have to feel that kind of pain.
Here we go.
I fucking love it.
When Dan
Yes.
started drumming on my guitar, I thought I broke a string. I'm like, oh darn, I broke a string.
That was hilarious. That was
Oh
one
my
of
God.
the cutest things we've ever done. I don't know.
That was, well, hey, look, Shattered Figures, unplugged by candlelight. There's always a first, right?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
definitely.
That was good, guys. That was cool.
I really
They're only
enjoyed
ever
yeah.
that.
that here. They're only ever going to see that here on Henry's Horror
Oh.
Channel. That's it.
Henry Hart, yeah.
They'll
That's
never
it.
see that again.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
That
was awesome. That
we
was
are
awesome, man.
honored. We are so honored, and this is a first for us as well because
We've never done this before.
we've had guests on, but we've never had them be able to play perform. So this is a real treat. Real big
We're
treat.
really honored that you asked us. We're honored that you have it on. We always joke that we'll play anytime, anywhere.
We really will. For anyone.
If someone was like, "Oh, you want to play Under This Alley?" We'd be like,
Sure.
What time?
Sure.
What time?
One fan, I'm there.
Is there a back line?
Right?
Wow.
What's the parking situation?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. So, if somebody wants to reach you guys, I know you're on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. How could they contact you, find out about your music, your albums, your CDs, stuff like that? Where can they go?
Website.
Shatteredfigures.com is our main website. But of course, we Shattered Figures Band on Instagram, Shattered Figures on TikTok, Shattered Figures on YouTube, Shattered Figures on Facebook. But we're pretty much all the places, as they say.
Shattered Figures on YouTube, and also streaming everywhere.
Yeah, on Spotify.
So Spotify.
Spotify, good. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Amazon,
Right.
Pandora.
Pandora, that's a big one.
All the things. All the places.
Yeah, because we have a lot of music. We have a pretty large catalog out there. We do have 10 or 11 albums or something like that up there already. So please check us out. Please listen. There's a lot of music to listen to if you like what you hear.
And it's really evolving. It really is. It's evolving.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit you up on Facebook myself, and so I can follow you that way. And we'll put some of that at the end of the show, the concept, shatterfigures.com, whatever, and we'll get that all out there, kind of listed, so people can see that, and so they can experience your music. I think it's pretty good. We had a great time with talking to you guys for sure. I think yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of our show. We really loved it, and we got to do this again soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh,
Right.
you're
We guys
welcome.
thank you for having us, and yeah, just let us know. We'll come back and talk to you guys again. We loved
Do
it.
this again. Yeah, do this for sure. We'll certainly keep in touch. And Henry's going to end the show. Don't hang up that phone yet, yo. Hang on to that signal. I'm going to stop recording, then we'll go back and edit it later. But Henry's going to bring us down, and we'll go from there.
All right, guys. So that's our show for this evening. Once again, we'd like to thank Shattered Figures for being on, and we will see you in the next video.